Hey folks, welcome to MSP Mountain, and my name is Eric, and I'm going to tell you right now what the biggest mistake MSPs make when hiring technicians for their MSPs. Now, what that is it's based on skill set. I've said this a lot before. What skill set do you need to have an MSP technician? It's somebody who can get stuff done, right? Someone who can take ownership of issues and do a good job in a way that makes technical sense and also satisfies the customer, hopefully while keeping good documentation. But the number one mistake that MSPs make when hiring staff is they interview them too much based on their knowledge, and what they don't do enough of is testing them based on how fast they can learn. Now think about this. If you are working in an MSP, the technology you're using is not the same as it was 10 years ago. It's not the same as it was 20 years ago. And while you were on the job, you had to learn a lot of new technologies. And your success in doing that was based on your own research, your ability to tap into resources, various resources that you can find on Google, various training programs, certifications, all that sort of stuff, whatever it is. And the biggest mistake I see MSPs making when they're hiring is they interview basically, hey, do you know how to do this on a Windows server? Have you ever have any experience doing this? And, it's almost like it can be relevant. I mean, I'm not saying you don't want to hire somebody who has like all the experience with the technologies they're using. I'm just saying that you could find someone who has experience with all the technologies that you're using and can pass that interview that actually is not really the right fit for your MSP. And you might think that they are, because they answered all the questions correctly. They did a bunch of courses where they learned everything about, Cisco, Meraki, Windows servers and stuff like that. They answer all the questions. But then if you actually put them in a situation, which they will inevitably be in, where they have to learn something new, where they're thrown in front of a piece of technology or having to remote into a piece of technology that they have never seen before, what happens then? So the biggest mistake is interviewing and asking questions, specific questions about specific technologies. And what I would recommend instead of that is that if you want to bring a technician onto your MSP, right, what you need to do, and I'm talking about from entry level, even a dispatcher should pass this test. I mean, you tweak the sort of test you give them based on the level you're hiring for, but give them a piece of technology they've never heard of before and have them figure out how to do something with it. So for a dispatcher, it would probably be something like, or a triage person, log into this random web hosting company's email panel and create an account that forwards to this email address. Can they figure that out? I've had an account on DreamHost for like 20 years now. And, can they log into DreamHost and create a IMAP account, set it up on Outlook? And, that's what I would want a dispatcher to be able to do, because they will have that natural curiosity of computers, and usually dispatch is a way to break into the industry without a lot of technical knowledge or experience, but they should have that basic ability to like, how do I set up an email address on this platform? Because if they can't do that, what's the chance that they're going to even understand half of the tickets that are going to come into your help desk? Now, on a level 3, you would probably want them to set up, a whole, let's say, firewall with port forwarding and VPN, site-to-site VPN on a type of firewall or router that they've never used before. That would be a level 3 example of this. But the key thing is, who cares what they've done? You need to see what they can do when they are thrown into the water and forced to swim. And if they can swim in that situation, then you'll have somebody who can very easily drive results for your MSP. And even if they've never used Cisco Meraki, within 3 months, they will have applied their natural ability to figure things out to that platform, even if they were using a different type of firewall before. And so it will also help you class the levels of technicians based on what kind of questions they ask in their escalations, if you allow them to ask questions, what kind of questions do they ask before they start the project of setting something up that they've never set up before, like a dispatcher. would ask different questions than a level 3, who would ask different questions than a level 1, and it's all different. So don't make this mistake. The biggest mistake MSPs make also, it's the same, one and the same. They expect everybody to show up with fully formed knowledge exactly for the technologies that they're using. And this makes the recruitment process probably endless in a lot of cases, because you will never find enough people who already have that. So you need to get really good at finding the people who can learn and making the knowledge that's already been amassed in your MSP and the people already working there, making that knowledge teachable to them. You get what I'm saying? And there's a massive global, at Supportive Venture, my outsourcing company, we have people coming to us all the time and saying, I need someone with this, this, and this. And, a lot of the time we can't help them. But if they say like, I need someone who can, take responsibility for setting up something they've never set up before, because there's going to be lots like that. And that's the sort of person we found succeeds in our environment, then we've got lots of applicants for them. So just saying, make your MSP more teachable and find the people who can learn fast. And of course, lots of experience in various technologies, on their CV or resume proves that they can do that, but it's not a deal breaker in most of the cases, whether it's the specific technologies you're using, because you need people who would be able to land a plane that they've never flown before if you were hiring a pilot. And that's one of the reasons a lot of the time I say if your MSP was airline, you would not want to fly on it, because the pilot would be landing a plane that they've never flown before. It's very bad, but it doesn't have to be this way, folks. It doesn't have to be. Structure, structure, structure. Mentor your techs, be teachable. Find the techs who are mentorable. Good mentees, I suppose, would be a better way to say that, and find the ones who just have that edge in Googling things. My staff know that if I say the words, let me Google that for you, they're losing points. Like in my head, it's like, I don't know this. Let me Google that for you. It's not about what you know. It's about what you're able to find out and implement with that knowledge today. So hire people who can prove today that they are smart like that. Thanks a lot. Bye, guys.